It's time for the handoff. Kenny Caraway in the building. Do the
Go New York, go!
You think they bounce back tonight? Or
I
are you
don't
just
know.
rooting for them to bounce back?
I'm rooting for them to bounce back. They do look like they're out of gas. I was talking about yesterday. A lot of the games, a lot of the Knicks games that I've watched in these playoffs have been like after the fact, like because of the other radio show, because of my son's baseball. Like I just follow along with the games and I see what happens and then I go back and watch it later. Like so I'm watching Knicks Sixers. I already know the Knicks won. Like Brunson had 40 something. So it's different. Sunday was one of the first times I watched them in real time, like hoping, hey, you guys win. I hope you win or whatever. And I sat there and watched. I said, how are these guys going to score? How do they score? Is this how it is every time? You're hoping for DiVincenzo to hit 5 threes or Josh Hart to get offensive rebounds and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, I don't know if they got enough. I don't know if they got enough. And the good thing for them is in this particular series, just need 2 more. So if all this was going on and they looked out of gas at the beginning of the series, it'd be a little more daunting. But right now, you just need 2. You got potentially 2 games at home. Just gut it out. But this is looking big picture. This is where the buck stops. Like they don't have a shot against the Celtics if they make it out of this.
No, I totally agree. I'd even say that Indiana might even have a better opportunity, although that's going to be ugly either way. Like the Celtics, like their path to the finals is pretty clear.
Yeah.
And you never know. Maybe they start getting some players back in New York. Maybe they get a little bit healthy. Maybe they get, but the problem is you're going to have is that the Celtics probably are going to end their series like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks, if they are going to win this series, it's probably going to have to be 7.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be the same way that the Cavs were coming into this series, like dog tired. Can you figure out a way to get your energy back and step back on the court and make some sort of difference? I feel bad watching a team fall apart like this.
The Knicks, their best opportunity was to dispatch the Pacers in like 4 or 5 games and have the Cavs somehow get Boston to like 6.
Yeah.
And instead it's going to go the other way.
Man, and losing OG was kind of
that was brutal. Like, that was brutal.
You could kind of, and that's also when I talk about like watching them, like how are they going to score? It's a little unfair because OG was there for most of those other games, and he just adds a little bit of a different dynamic. He was scoring the ball relatively well. I don't know. My guess is probably like 16, 17 points per game in the playoffs. So, not having him is just another death blow. Now you're relying on Precious to have this spectacular offensive performance.
Yeah, in the postseason, OG was at 16 a night, but shooting 39.5% from 3. He was really shooting it well from beyond the arc. Timberwolves at Denver. This series has been incredible.
Ooh-wee.
So much fun.
This one, man, I don't know. I declared it over about a week ago when Minnesota went up 2-0.
Now it's over the other way.
I don't know. I will say this. I was very impressed by what Denver did. I know they're champions. I know, they're battle tested, but I didn't think they had it in them going up against this Minnesota team to play the way they did in these last 2 games. Not only winning those games, they dominated both of those games.
Yep.
And it just, I was telling Damian yesterday. So if we're looking at this big picture, you're going to be like, yeah, Minnesota, you're going to go win 3 games in Denver in this series. That's asking a lot. It'd feel like it'd be asking a lot if you said win 2 games, let alone 3 games to win this series. I picked Minnesota in 6, so obviously they got to win tonight. But that's tough. That's tough.
The absences of Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns was really, really tough.
See, it's great. I mean, we were defending Rudy, and rightfully so, when he won Defensive Player of the Year a couple days ago. But
Jokic just went in his head.
Man, Rudy.
Their adjustment was, hey, Jokic, go win that matchup every time down. Damn. They just did.
Rudy's tough in the playoffs, man. I know they swept the Suns and won those first 2 games.
And he was really good.
He was really good. But Rudy in the playoffs, I still stand by it. He can get played off the court, and that's an interesting dynamic.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Karl Anthony Towns can't come out there and put up 14 points and 13
Exactly.
points.
No.
I like, look,
Cat's got to go score the ball.
you just can't. That can't be who you are. And if it is, then your team's going home.
Cat's so annoying. He'll like get a bucket where he thinks he gets a foul, and they don't call it, and he's like looking around, and he's like puts his mean mug on. He like nods and is like, okay, now do something. He doesn't shoot it for 10 minutes.
Cat gets,
God, he's the worst, bro.
I don't understand the vitriol for Karl Anthony Towns.
It's
Everybody can't stand Karl Anthony Towns.
Because of that.
He's fine.
He's making $60 million a year, and he's to huff and puff and try and blow a house down, and then he's 14 points.
Those
like,
were
what?
I game 3. I don't have that off the top of my head, but game 4, that was one of the few bad games he had in these playoffs. He's been playing really well.
You see the clip of when he was on the ground and Rudy Gobert went to go help him up.
Come on,
and he fell down. That summarizes the Timberwolves for me.
This is something that we always discuss on here. I don't think I've talked to you guys about it, but if you could say Timberwolves are like, man, we got as far as we can go with this group. We need to get more dynamic. Would you trade Cat or Gobert?
Gobert.
I would trade Gobert.
Yeah, probably.
Cat at least spaces the floor. There's different, and when he's good, he's really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that lack of consistency. Mm-hmm. Whereas Gobert, you run into the wrong. Dude, Boston would play Gobert off the court so fast.
Man. I think there's multiple teams still that will just play him off the court.
Yeah.
Like the only one that won't is Denver because they've got another giant.
Yeah.
And they just dominate him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, against OKC, you can play him off the court.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dallas is going to play him right off the court.
Yeah, 1,000%. I asked a dumb question last night. I asked if no, that's a dumb question. I asked if Al Horford had the best old man game in the NBA. And somebody's like, Jokic has the best old man game. I was like, damn, he does. It's a great point. Jokic is all old man game. One of the old guys, I think Al Horford's got the best old man game.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally old.
Yeah.
For the NBA.
Just rebound, got that ugly ass jumper. He's going to cash it every time.
Did you guys, we're going to talk about this on the show, but I mean, were your antennas raised with LeBron at that game last night?
No, but we talked about this in Good Idea, Bad Idea. Great idea by LeBron.
How so?
I
don't think it was a bad idea, but I just
you get out there. Just a reminder, just a little reminder, like, hey, I can go, I can go anywhere.
So your antennas were raised because he didn't.
No, because I think he's going back to LA.
Yeah, but
I'm not like, oh, is he? Oh, he's in Cleveland. No. Watch out! But I
think he did that just to watch a basketball game.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
It was definitely calculated.
Yeah,
but not antennas like, oh, he was at the game. Oh my!
Well,
I am intrigued now. It's like, no, I know what he's doing.
He's putting the pressure on somebody.
Sure.
Yeah. And me and Dan, we were watching the game and we said that immediately, like, oh, everybody's going to talk about what does this mean? And they were like, it probably does mean something. Something. Maybe not going to Cleveland, but yeah, it was just really it was a little too random.
Dude, go ahead.
Why not though? Like, I mean, if he's just going to be like, hey, I can go play wherever I want. And if you can go get my son, then I'll play. I mean, like, again, why not bring it back to Cleveland? They have a team that you probably, I mean, it's not like Isaac Okoro is holding down the small forward spot there.
Great point.
Gosh, Isaac Okoro's tough. He's a tough watch.
Yeah, and it's not like Bronny was probably born right there. He's probably an Akron kid too.
Yeah.
So I I'm not saying do it, but I think it's good for the NBA. It's good for that series.
Good for Western Conference.
I'll tell you what. Anytime, if you get an opportunity to sit courtside at an NBA playoff game with a whole bottle of wine under your seat, you do that every time.
Kyle would know.
No, yeah, I didn't get a bottle of wine.
Man, stop playing, man. Courtside Kyle, stop. You can trip a referee.
I didn't have a bottle, but Do you think he got that from like the lounge?
He probably.
Or do you think he walked in with it?
Yeah, he walked in.
He just walked in.
Yeah. LeBron does whatever.
That'd be so fire. They're like, you can't bring that in. He's like, I might sign here. They're like, all right, go ahead.
You can't bring that in, and he just walks right by him with the bottle.
What do Who's gonna do something? Oh, what do you guys got coming up?
Oh man, we got a number of different things. NBA playoffs, obviously. Some more Kings trade rumors going on. WNBA kicks off, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And the NFL schedule keeps leaking, or bits and pieces of it, quote unquote, leaking.